Hi. This video is a long time coming. Do you want to hear why? No? Good. So, if you're new here, this is double feature diaries. They're usually like half vlog, half movie and album reviews. This one is going to be different. It's just not working out the way that it usually does. So we're going to try something different. Maybe this is how these videos go from now on. Usually double feature diaries. It's one movie and one album. This time, it's triple feature. We have Insomnia, 1997. And then we have the Christopher Nolan remake from 2002. And we're also doing Royksopp, Melody AM. The theme is Norwegian, which I'm finding out, I kept seeing Norwegian and Scandinavian like interchangeably, and I'm like, well, what is it? Is this Scandinavian or is this Norwegian? Okay, Scandinavia, Swedish, Danish, and Norwegian. All three are the shit, I'm finding. So at some point I will be doing the Scandinavian media deep dive. I have my notes here if you see me looking down. I hate when people say that, but I guess you have to say that. We hit for the cycle in this video. We have drawing footage, we have jewelry making, and we have nails. What more could you want? I bought some acrylic paint pens and markers. Spoiler alert, I love these things. I'll do like a better video on these, but you can see me in action. I've been drawing some thistle. You can watch me make this one in this video. I also started a new pen drawing that I put down once I got the acrylic markers. We'll get our act together. This video just has to come out because on the off chance that somebody actually listened to the album and watched the movies, I can't let you down, okay? So let's start off. The way this video came together is a little bit funny. I was doing lesser known films by big directors. I was doing Coppola, I was doing De Palma. So when I came across Insomnia, a Nolan film that I have never heard of before, I was like, I gotta check this out. This goes with my personal curriculum that I got going on right now. And so this was like a month ago. And I started it, and I get like halfway through. I get like an hour in. And the movie just isn't doing it for me. But I'm looking it up on my phone, and I'm like, what are other people saying about this? And I happen to see it's a remake. Another thing that I like to do is I like to compare the original foreign film and the American remakes. And I say, you know what? I'm just going to stop this here, and I'm going to watch the original instead. And I'm obsessed with the original. It's okay. Another thing that you need to know about me, I love a perfect hour and a half long movie. This makes my list of perfect hour and a half long movies. Okay, so that was like a month ago. I started with Insomnia. Why I picked Royksopp, this was also a while ago, but I had this random memory from a commercial pop into my head. A commercial from when I'm a kid, and I could not find the commercial. But maybe someone watching will remember the commercial. I don't remember what it's for. I tried looking it up, and it says it's for a yogurt commercial. I don't think it was. But the quote from the commercial is, it's a kid. I picture him outside, like by a door. My friend said when I brought it up to her, she said she pictures them in a treehouse. So I think we're getting somewhere with this. But the kid goes, but he pulled rank. I don't think I'm going to tell him about the other flavors. Okay, so it's later in the day, and I'm editing this video, and I have to pop in to let you know, first of all, there are some audio issues. There's some deep fried audio. And actually a lot of the video got cut because of it. And it's also partially why it took this video so long to come out, is because I kept having like stupid little issues with all my equipment, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered right now. But what I really wanted to pop in here and say is that I'm in the middle of editing this, and it took me watching myself say the quote for me to remember what it's from. And it's funny because I kept thinking, why does this remind me of Dennis the Menace? I know it's not a Dennis the Menace quote, but why do I keep thinking of Dennis the Menace? And it hit me that it was in the Dennis the Menace VHS. It was in the previews. And it's a commercial for Orange Crush. And there's a kid, he's standing there while his grandpa is flipping his shit on the swing set. And the kid goes, "That's my grandpa."
It's not usually this weird, but he sees me drinking this Orange Crush stuff, and he wants to try it. I said, "Gramps, no offense. I don't think you're ready. This is Major Orange taste. It's totally outrageous." But he pulled rank. I don't think I'm gonna tell him about the other flavors.
Crush. Taste buds, fasten your seatbelts.
I was not able to find this commercial, but I'm watching old like VHS rips of old commercial compilations on YouTube. And in one of the commercial compilations is the Geico commercial where the caveman is on the conveyor belt at the airport. And the song comes on and it hits me. I'm like, oh my God. Just the memory of this commercial and the song hits me. And I'm like, what? I don't even know what this band is, but the song Remind Me by Royksopp is a song in the commercial. Turns out that they are Norwegian. So the vibe, Norwegian. And I'll let you know right now. Love Melody AM. I love it. So through my research, I was happy to see that they're still very relevant. They just did Coachella, and Kid Cudi sampled them in a new song. And I happened to see the CD collecting subreddit that somebody posted that they got a copy of Melody AM at the thrift store, and everybody in the comments was like, "Oh my God, I love that album." The thing for me about it is that I really see how that album fits into my life. So like when I did, the last one was Radiohead. And I have such an immense appreciation for Radiohead. I listen to a Radiohead album like it's a movie. Not only are they very cinematic, they like play out like a movie, but I can listen to a Radiohead album one time and be like, this is great, but I don't have to listen to it again. Like you would watch a movie and say, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen, but I don't have to watch it again, you know? Like I'm not watching Requiem for a Dream over and over again, you know? That's like a Radiohead album. But Royksopp, I found myself anytime I wanted to like clean up around the house, do any kind of, it's perfect for that. I would say that if you're a fan of like Massive Attack or Portishead, you will like them, but they're a little bit more fun. They're not a downer. And I liked that some of the songs were purely instrumental, and then they had some songs in there that had vocals. So for me, it's hard to listen to something that's just instrumental. Very rarely. I like Russian Circles. I like that one God is an Astronaut album. But instrumental's hard for me. So when the album is broken up with some songs that have vocals, I think it's great. The Insomnias. They are essentially the same story, but they're totally different at the same time. The original has Stellan Skarsgård, and the remake has Al Pacino, and he is very Al Pacino in it. The two of them to play the same character is like, who came up with that? Whose idea was that? The original is way more subtle, and it's way more, it is what it is, which is what makes me really love it. I love the original. I watched it a few times to really get a full grasp on it, where the remake is way more, it prestige studio, big actors. They add an extra half an hour for some more cat and mouse stuff with Robin Williams, and they have to make things a little bit more clear, and they have to, I don't know, it all gets wrapped up in this like morally correct bow that after watching the original it feels a little bit dorky. That's kind of how this movie was changed, that they have to, at the end, when the original it's maybe a less satisfying ending. It's way more just sometimes that's how it goes. So the story of Insomnia is a detective is investigating a murder in a land of 24 hours of sunlight, and both of them end up killing their partner. And you see how the lack of sleep has an effect on them. Stellan Skarsgård, he plays Jonas Engström, and he's not a good guy. Right off the bat, he's sweaty and waxy. He's brought over from Sweden. And we hear chatter from his colleagues in Norway that he did some unsavory things with the main witness in a case that he was working on. He was found in bed with her. So this is maybe he's being investigated. Maybe he's brought over to Norway to try and, maybe people will forget by the time he comes back. Al Pacino. It is said right out that he is under investigation. His partner lets him know that they came to him and they're offering him immunity if he rats out Al Pacino. Somebody did a really terrible thing, and he just knew it. And Al Pacino plants evidence on this guy so that he can get him locked up. Stellan Skarsgård, he shoots his partner. His partner has a failing memory. So when he tells his partner, go left, his partner goes right. And it's very foggy. And he mistakenly shoots his partner thinking it's the murderer coming after him. When he sees that it's his partner that he shot, his partner's going, you said right, you said right. He said left. At this time in the 90s, Norwegian police was not allowed to have guns, but the Swedish police were allowed to have guns. Stellan Skarsgård has a gun, and he's not supposed to have it. So, he can't come clean about killing his partner. Al Pacino, when he shoots his partner, it's just because it's foggy. Al Pacino can't come clean because it may seem like he shot his partner because his partner was going to rat him out. Both Stellan Skarsgård and Al Pacino, they have to retrieve this bullet. And when Stellan Skarsgård has to plant his bullet, he shoots a dog. The dog is living. In the Al Pacino one, he shoots an already dead dog with what would be the murderer's gun. So that's another difference. And when Al Pacino isn't sleeping, it is so obvious that he's not sleeping. He's playing this like Al Pacino. Stellan Skarsgård is way more like, we see it, the non-verbal acting from Stellan Skarsgård is brilliant. You could see that he's just like boiling under his skin. He asked the receptionist at the desk for some scotch tape, and he's taping up the window. But Al Pacino, he's really making a racket trying to cover up this window. And when it comes to catching the killer, when they finally make contact, the killer sees himself in Stellan Skarsgård. He said, "What did you do with the young girl?" And the killer goes, what young girl? You know, the little brown hair girl. What'd you do with her? And the killer goes, you mean the young girl at the reception desk? She's blonde. The killer can tell that Engstrom has a thing for young girls. We see a little bit when Stellan Skarsgård has to talk to the dead girl's best friend. He ends up coming on to her. Al Pacino, she's trying to seduce him, but he won't take the bait. So there are all these like morals, you know, maybe in an American movie that came out in 2002, they can't paint a police officer in a bad light. Al Pacino, he's just a really good guy who had a bad day. And the lady cop in both movies. I don't think she's named in the original, but Stellan Skarsgård can't get through to her. He's a little bit of afraid of her because he can't crack her. But in the remake, Hilary Swank plays the lady cop, and Al Pacino is her idol. Absolutely adores him. And Al Pacino kind of sees her as a daughter figure. She has to investigate who killed Al Pacino's partner. He still sees this, even though he wants to get away with it, he still sees this as an opportunity to continue to teach her lessons and make sure she gets it right. Hilary Swank comes to him the first time and says, okay, here's what happened. The killer shot your partner. And Al Pacino's like, I would really hate this. Are you sure? I would really hate to get this wrong. She's like, huh? So she has to go back and she figures everything out. And by the end, there's a standoff at Robin Williams' cabin. And they both end up killing each other. Killer's dead. Cop who's a good guy and a bad guy, he's killed. In the original, the killer dies. And it's just because he falls through the floorboard, falls into the water and drowns. And Stellan Skarsgård goes into the guy's house and he sees the dead girl's dress. Bad guy dies at the end of the movie. The lady cop comes up to Stellan Skarsgård and goes, hey, I found a bullet cartridge on the scene for a Norma. It's a Swedish model. And he goes, all right, say what you gotta say. And she just puts the bullet cartridge on the table and she walks out. And that is a way better ending. So I saw some discourse about how books are written nowadays. How people are like, do books feel like they're written like they think you're stupid? Like everything is all spelled out for you. And everything is over-explained. And written like you have to like it. And that's kind of how I felt about the remake. That's why I didn't like it as much. Everything is really spelled out for you. It's so obvious that Al Pacino's not sleeping. And I have to like Al Pacino. Even though he did something bad, I still have to like him. In the original, doesn't really care. There are things that you're not going to catch. It took me a couple times to catch it. Anyway, I made this inspired by the final shot of the film. It's not as dark as I wanted it, but I think it gets the point across. This is the first thing that I drew with my new acrylic paint markers. How's this going to turn out? I don't know. I feel like I got gypped a Robin Williams movie. So I was planning on doing 1 hour photo for the next one. So when I saw someone post it on the I Watched an Old Movie subreddit, someone in the comments said, I went into this completely blind and I recommend that if anybody is going to go in to this movie, you do it blind. Unfortunately, I saw the movies that were recommended based on 1 hour photo on Letterboxd, and they're all bangers. But now I get what kind of movie it's going to be. So, since I like to kind of have there be some kind of connection, I'm going to do the photo album by Death Cab for Cutie. Are they going to be similar? No, but they're about photos. Whatever. Who cares? Thanks for making it to the end of this video. Next one will probably be more of a vlog, and I will just let you know my thoughts on it as I go along. I love you. Bye.